Hi everybody, so I've got a couple of design concepts here. You'll have seen the tutorial about how to apply annotation, so these have been created out and we're going to start applying some annotation to the rules of annotation. So we need to consider about writing left to right across the page, horizontally or parallel with that top edge. We need to spread out our comments around our annotations around the design concepts themselves. We need to get our arrowheads correct, and also, any write out in block capital letters, any errors, one straight line through, etc, etc. So it's about applying the skills and techniques that you've learned to the designs themselves. Now, as you become more proficient as a young designer, you'll find that you can annotate one concept and then move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. But to make it easier for you, you might actually want to apply a materials comment to each design concept, and then maybe something to do with the electronics or the switch or the LED to each concept, and so on and so forth. And I would have thought that possibly about eight annotations per concept would be ample. We don't want you to repeat them. So you've got to take your research information and information that you've learned up to this stage and possibly take your research work a little bit further before you apply the annotation themselves. So I'm going to start off with something quite simple. So I'm going to start off here and I'm going to put my arrow onto the object, pull away, put a small arrowhead like that, like you've been told to do, and I'm going to write in the word material, and then a little dash. It's acrylic, dash, and I know that acrylic is a thermoplastic. Consider your spelling also, please. So if I just put material acrylic, that would be just a comment. We want a little bit more, or that's stating the obvious. We want a little bit more, an annotation which gives us some additional information, to which we've said it's thermoplastic. So I'll go on to this one now, and I'll go there and go material acrylic. All right, so that's the label, and I'm going to put here available in many colors. All right, so I'm going to stay away from materials now, and I'm going to write a comment on this one, pull away with my little arrowhead, switch, so that's stating the obvious, press to turn on. Okay, so we press that with our thumb to turn on. Here I'm going to come away, battery, fits below switch. I could have said that it's a single cell, or that it's made reference to the size of it, or the fact that they're difficult to dispose of, etc, etc. What I'll move on to now is I'm going to make a comment here, a safety point. I'm going to say pointed corner. So this is a design comment. May dig in user. So I'm going to say that pointed corner may dig in the user. So that's, if you like, a design fault, but it's fine. It's just a design concept at the moment. I'm going to make a comment here, an annotation, and I'm going to say LED, which means light emitting diode. I could write light emitting diode, And I'm going to say, from my research, uses little energy, because it uses a small amount of energy from the battery. Okay, so let's look at perhaps the ease of manufacture. So I'm going to put a manufacture comment here. Shape is simple, so that makes it easy to manufacture. Try and use the word manufacture instead of make. Okay, so there we go. And on this example here, this design concept, I'm going to put a design comment, and I'm going to say straight lines, easy to, I'm going to use the word produce there. Similar word to manufacture, but they mean the same thing. So, you know, I've got 4 or so comments or 4 or so annotations for each of my design concepts. What I could possibly do now is come back to this and put in a design comment on this one here. I'm going to put curve, and I'm going to say there that it's fits into palm of hand. So that curve helps it fit in the palm of your hand. Okay. Now I'm going to come back over here to this design. I'll make a design comment on this, and I'm going to come there, and I'm going to say straight lines of design, and then a dash, don't appeal to me. So I'm just saying there, I'm just putting a personal comment down about those straight lines and the fact that I'm really not that keen on them. But you know, that's a personal view or personal opinion. I could come back to this design and make another comment. There we go. And I'm going to comment on the fact that this acrylic, and I'm going to say that it's recyclable. So again, that's a good annotation. And if we have a look now, yeah, I've probably got enough annotations on that design concept now. I've got, what, half a dozen there that are all different. I've got 5 on that design concept there that are very different. And I'm going to comment now up here about that curve, and I'm going to state that the curved front, and I'm going to put aesthetically appealing. So I've got half a dozen comments on there as well. So I could talk about the fact that this is symmetrical, this design, or bring in other information about the battery or the switch or the light emitting diode, some other research information. But I think there's enough on there, and you can see there's a nice balance of annotations around the design itself. Look at the arrowheads, look at the quality of the printing, and so on and so forth. And that's what I'd look to repeat further down here in the other areas of the page also. it's very important that you use your research work and the information that you've learnt to apply that to these design concepts themselves. Also put personal opinions in, you know, and look at what technique you've used to analyse other torches, and use that as a good point also to analyse your own design concept. So there you go. That's one way of annotating your design concepts. So thanks for watching this tutorial.